Going to begin standing at the top of your mat with soft knees, and as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Just take a little back bend, lifting from the back of your heart and keeping your core engaged. Then as you exhale, you're going to dive forward, making sure to keep your heart reaching forward rather than down. And then you can release your head and soften your knees. We're going to work on that halfway lift. So as you inhale, you'll lift up halfway, keep your heart forward. You can bring your arms back to make sure that your collarbone stays broad and open. Inhale, we lift up, and exhale, we'll lower. Let's just do that one more time. Your heart reaches forward, collarbone open, and exhale to fold. We're going to step your right foot back here, and you're going to press into both feet like you're lengthening your mat. Your right heel's grounded, pressing down through your feet so your legs are very active. And then you can reach your arms up. You want that left knee to be just about over the ankle, and you want to square your hips. So pull your left hip back, your right hip forward, squeezing inner thighs together at the same time as you're pressing down into both feet like you're trying to lengthen your mat. Inhale, we lift the heart from the back of the heart. And then as we exhale, we'll lower your hands, step back into a plank. Find your plank, and we're going to lower your knees, arch your back like you're doing a cow pose, sticking your butt up, and then just bend your elbows to lower your chest in between your hands. And then your chin comes down. And from there, you're just going to flatten out. So you're going to press yourself forward and just lift into a little cobra, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And then you can press back through hands and knees into a downward facing dog. In down dog, you're going to walk your feet forward until your heels can touch the ground. And then you'll inhale, your right leg will lift up. So you're going to play with the difference between stacking your hips, so that right hip is over the left, you're lifting your leg as high as you can, or squaring your hips, so your both hips are at the same level, like you could put a saucer on your sacrum. And then we'll step that right foot forward, root through your left heel, press down into both feet like you're trying to lengthen your mat. And then you can free your arms and lift yourself up to standing. Again, square your hips, squeeze your inner thighs together, press down into both feet really firmly, and then lift from the back of your heart. So you're going to think about lifting from your navel to your heart and all the way up. If you want to bring your gaze up into it, you can. Just zip right up from your navel through your heart, up to the crown of your head, lifting. With an exhale, we'll lower your hands, step back into a plank again. This time we're going to chaturanga. So with an exhale, you're going to bend your elbows only as much as you can without collapsing. We're not heading for the ground, we're heading for our triceps. So just a little work in the backs of your arms as far as you're going to go. And then you're going to cast your heart forward and up. So your hands are back by your hips because you pushed yourself forward to come into that pose. With an exhale, you can come back into a downward facing dog. We're going to do that again. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, bend your elbows just as much as you can. And then inhale, cast your heart forward and up. Exhale, we'll roll back into a downward facing dog. All right, go ahead and one more time. Cast your heart forward. Exhale, bend the arms. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your feet in until your heel's on the ground, and then lift your left leg up. Play again with the stacking of your hips and the squaring of your hips so your sacrum is flat. And just feel the difference in the back of your leg. And then bring your left foot forward, followed by your right. Fold here. Inhale, we'll lift halfway, heart forward, shoulders open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll lift all the way up, but it's going to be just like that halfway lift, and then we continue all the way to standing. So make sure that back is nice and flat so there's no strain in the back. Palms to your heart. Soft knees. Inhale, reach up. We're going to do it again. Exhale, come forward with a flat back, folding over your legs, soft knees. Inhale, lift halfway, spread your collarbones. Exhale, fold and step your left leg back. Press down into both feet and inhale to rise. Feel that warrior one. Exhale, lower your hands, step back to a plank. We'll lower knees, arch your back, chest and chin, feel it. Inhale, flatten out, lift into a little cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna lift now that left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward, root the right heel. Inhale, warrior one. Feel the integrity pressing through your legs. Exhale, lower your hands, step back to a plank, chaturanga. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet in till the heels touch. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, you're going to step it forward, followed by the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll rise all the way up, flat back. Exhale, palms to your heart. We're going to come to a seat. So just sitting in the center of your mat. Sitting up nice and tall, feeling your spine. And you're going to bend your left knee so that you can take your right foot over towards your left hip. And then cross your left foot over your right thigh. Sitting up nice and tall. You're going to lift your left arm up. As you exhale, follow that arm around with your gaze as far behind you as you can, then set that arm on the ground. You're sitting up as tall as you can. Your right arm can press on your left thigh to move you a little deeper into the twist. And if you want to go for the bind, you're going to pull your left foot in as close as you can and reach around it. Or you can go through the middle of the legs and find the clasp behind you that way. Wherever you are, the most important thing is to be staying erect, sitting up nice and tall. Feeling your breath moving in sweetly and out a little more forcibly. Next inhale, release the arms. Follow the gaze with your follow the fingertips and your gaze, and then come around forward and release your legs. We're just going to take a forward fold here to center and balance in between sides. So bringing your heart forward as far as you can in this fold, and then you can lower your head and let your back round a little bit, but you're continuing to reach your heart forward as your hips reach back. Just a couple of breaths softening into this here. And then inhale, we'll come up. We're going to take it on the other side. So that left foot goes over to the right hip. The right foot goes over the left thigh. Sit up tall as you can. And then that right arm's going to lift up. You're going to follow it around behind you. And as you exhale, you'll plant the hand, staying as erect as you can in this twist. And then again, if you want to take the bind or the half bind, you can do that, just making sure that it doesn't compromise your posture and you're able to stay up nice and tall. Inhale sweetly, exhale, pressing your abdomen back, wringing yourself out. And then within your next inhale, you can release the clasp. Bring that right arm up to shoulder height. And you're going to come forward out of the twist. Exhale, release your arms, bring your legs out straight. You're just going to scoot yourself forward and then roll onto your back. Before we finish, we'll take a centered pose, a balanced pose, even on both sides. We'll take happy baby. So bring your knees towards your armpits, soles of the feet to the ground, to the sky, sorry. And then you're going to hold the outer edges of your feet if that's available, or you can take your peace fingers around the big toe if you prefer. You can also hold your ankles if it's not really working to hold your feet. So you're going to be bringing your knees towards your armpits, but not at the expense of your sacrum coming up off the ground. You're wanting to keep your low back cemented onto the ground, continuing to press your tailbone towards the ground the entire time. So it's this interplay between bringing your knees towards your armpits and pressing your sacrum to the ground. So just feel that interplay, feel where that feels balanced for you in your body, and take a few big breaths there, just letting gravity open you into the shape. And then when you're ready, you can release your legs down for Shavasana. Bringing your feet wider than your mat. You might rock your toes in and out a couple times. Bringing your arms out to your sides and just finding a position where you can completely surrender. Letting your breath deepen and slow. Staying here as long as you'd like. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.